there's another Meghan who I've never quite understood the fascination with, Meghan Markle. But my feeds have
Sure.
been filled with this video that I need you to decode for me. Why are people so consumed with this video of Meghan Markle twerking? Let's look at it.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby,
Yeah, so this is Meghan Markle standing, I guess, in a hospital room, looking very pregnant and doing something that's kind of like dancing. There's her husband, also something kind of like dancing. I don't know this song. I probably could get Shazam out and figure it out. But Meghan McCain, why is it that people are so compelled to hate watch this video?
I think there's a lot of elements to it. First and foremost, know that there's a lot of conspiracy theories about her having a surrogate and not actually giving birth to her kids. I have no reason to believe that, but it's a very strong argument. And there's people think she released this to sort of prove, look, I look pregnant, except her stomach looks pretty weird in it. And I've had two babies. I know what a pregnant stomach looks like. It to me, it looks a little weird. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
she's not actually pregnant in it, but it does look a little strange. That TikTok song is actually a trend that started in 2022 and 2023. She gave birth in 2021. This isn't helping conspiracy theories, and it's a parody of a rap song, and it's supposed to be like a dance women do before they give birth to like induce labor, but most people who are doing it are like barely standing, and she's dropping it low and twerking, which, just not to give you too much information about my life, far from what I was doing before I gave
Yeah.
birth.
So she's not currently pregnant. This is a video ostensibly a few years old, but it's released for the first time just now.
hmm And
And is there any?
go ahead.
I mean, so there's the conspiracy theory that you floated about why she might have released it now. Is there a sensible explanation for why she'd be releasing it now?
Okay, so I have a friend who like knows people in those circles in Montecito, and told me that his belief is that the reaction to her show was that she's like basically like an elitist, like you can't relate to anything. She's like, out in the garden in white cashmere and $5,000 outfits, that this is like relatable. But the problem is with Meghan and Harry, their whole thing, why they left the royal family, was that they wanted privacy. And then it's been parodied, everywhere, including on South Park, about their worldwide privacy tour. And to me, there's like few things far more intimate than a birth room. I mean, I didn't even want to like FaceTime people right before I gave birth, because it's right. You have a son, it's like,
Yeah.
it's not glamorous. So I think
It's a
there's
it's
something
a personal deal.
it is personal. I mean, and the idea that she's like releasing this very private, video after she claims she just wants privacy. I mean, as Graydon Carter said, they just have made every wrong decision, and they continue to make every wrong decision. And they're very easy to hate. I was a big supporter of hers when she was first engaged to Harry. And now I can barely even watch things with her, because I just find her like a ridiculous person. Also like sort of an example of like the worst kind of like elitism and delusion that millennials have, like particularly like American millennials have. Do you like her?
I don't have a strong opinion. What I'm struck by is how many people whose opinions and instincts I trust do not like her. And I'll challenge you on this. Can you name someone who has spent this much money on PR and ended up in such a bad place? I
No, I
just can't
cannot.
think of anyone, right? I mean, I know just from my knowledge, she's tried a bunch of PR people. She's run through a bunch of the top PR people in the United States. She's got some talent. She's interesting in some ways. Like she's not working with nothing. And yet somehow she and her husband have ended up like two of amongst the most reviled and kind of mocked people in the whole world after spending all this money on PR. It's like, what's the missing piece here?
Let me tell you my Prince Harry story if you're interested. So
Yeah,
I
please.
go to this rodeo called the American, which is fabulous, and it's in Fort Worth, Texas, and it's a very famous rodeo. And I went a few years ago, and my friend who had gotten there before me said Prince Harry's here and no one cares, and sent me a picture of him at the rodeo, and he was not in the booth, the same booth the cast of Yellowstone was with Taylor Sheridan. He was not in like anything, and it was amazing to me how much Americans just, we're not royalists. We don't care. Like the fact that he went from being like the Prince of England and this huge global figure to someone that like people at a rodeo don't really care about, I have always found interesting. And I also think that people don't, as we've talked about many times, like people are trying to pay for groceries and they're trying to figure out everything. And I think these people have made hundreds of millions of dollars selling secrets about their family. I think Americans think it's tawdry. And also, I think they gravely underestimated how popular Queen Elizabeth is and was in this country.
Right.